But when I became a man, I put away childish things. I thought as a child. I had baby thinking. He's saying, carnality, church, it's time for you to grow up. Don't be looking for all the miracles. He says, look to minister. Ask God for the greater gifts. The gifts that will profit withal. That will edify the brethren. And build the church of God up in the most holy faith. Because God distributes them as He will. Now I'm going to answer a question. How do you know what the will of God is for your life? Or not the will of God. How do you know what your spiritual gift is? Very simple. If you do it, and you like it, and God lets you and shows Himself, and your gift makes a place for you, all of a sudden, guess what? You know what you got. I know what some of mine aren't. The gift of faith is not one I'm very strong on. Why? I'm like, Lord, you sure? I'm the kind that will put down a fleece, and after I don't like that, I put down another fleece. Some people just, woo, who cares? I'm a visionary, I can tell you that. But I am not one who just sits there and said, all right, God said it, I'm going to go for it. Say, why? Because that's not my spiritual gift. It's easy to see it in other people what their gifts are. All you do is do what the Lord leads. So yield yourself unto God as those that are alive from the dead. You remember as instruments of righteousness unto God. Let God do His work in you. And quit trying to figure out your spiritual gift and live and let God do it in you. Now, you say, what if I don't have one? Then God's a liar. He says He gives it to every man. A prophet with all. You say, what if it's not one that's written down? God will show your gift to people and it will make a place for you. Don't worry about whether it's written down. You say, well, I limit myself to what the Bible says. Does it profit with all? That's why God gave the gift. The purpose of the gifts was the profit. Does it edify the church? That's why God gave the gift. If it does those two things, and you do it better than anybody else, and boy, people start saying, man, that guy does that, and he just has that gift that he gives and gives and gives of himself, of his abilities, his talents. He's a giver of those things. Guess what? It's your spiritual gift. Does that make sense? So, enjoy the fact that God says you got one, and live the fact that God says you got one. And enjoy it. Live it. And God will make a place for you with your gift. Father, I thank you for tonight.